used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. And so hard to get it. Lost boy running insane. Used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. Used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it. It's so hard to get it. Lane.
All right, and hello everybody. We are here for our round 4 Overwatch match. Gonna be starting us off here with Antarctic Peninsula. Today we have Iowa Central versus Hawking College. So I don't think we've had any experience facing them before, so this is gonna be pretty fresh. But it looks like they're gonna be starting off here with a Junker Queen, Sojourn, Hanzo, Lucio, and Sojourn. Very mobile, very rush down comp. Iowa Central playing dive into that may honestly kind of puts this on either way. This really could go either way. Yes. Okay, that was. Okay, there we go. Got the Doomfist, the Soldier, Sombra, Zenyatta, and Lifeweaver. I was simplified. All right, and it looks like Hawking is attempting to use that double speed buff there. Get to that point first. Got Iowa Central diving for the high ground. Looks like they are taking control of that high ground pretty well. It's going to force Hawking into this back corner here on the low ground. Cogs is going to go ahead and dive in there. Pretty bold move there. Swanky did already get picked off as well. That's kind of going to be tough. A little bit uncoordinated dive here with Shiro trying to get that hack off as well. And Iowa Central is kind of slowly going to be the point here. Hawking is at first capture. Okay, we're going to see Shiro kind of hanging out there with Invis. Not really a care in the world. Going to kind of wait for his opportunity here for his team to dive in. Hawking has rotated over to high ground, which is going to be a lot easier for them to hold there. We're going to see CogsofWar attempt to jump in and kind of get something going here, but he gets knocked away, and it kind of stops any momentum. But he has to kind of step on the point there, pressuring them a little bit. Opts to jump up there and punch the tank away. Okay, rotates up to high ground. Iowa Central just having a hard time finding a good hold here. Just needs one good pick, really, for them to be able to completely go all in here. Unfortunately, with Shiro going down, it's going to be a lot harder. Okay, got a 4v4 here. We should be seeing Shiro get back first. Got a few ultimates coming up here. We could see that Lucio pop beat, and 60% on Hawking's side already. Iowa Central is gonna have to speed the gameplay up here. Just having a hard time getting it in, and they're taking it really slow, and it's not really the position you want to be in when we were talking about control point, and you're already not captured. So Iowa Central's gotten a few picks here and there, but it's never enough. It seems like they're always down one player. Hawking is doing a very good job at just kind of keeping the numbers up. Even if they're not ending the fight, they're keeping their numbers above Iowa Central, preventing them from really taking any ground. It's looking like we could see them straight up cap this first point here. We're going to see Dragons kind of come out and try to zone them out. They do manage to get overtime there. CogsofWar touches that point. Swanky's going to be trying to keep him alive here with Transcendence. But it is really hard for Doomfist to 1v4 here. Shiro does come up. Does pop High Noon here. But it doesn't look like it's going to get much of anything out of it. Got Jxssxe coming up with Soldier 76's Visor as well. And all these ultimates just not really getting too much out of it. That is going to be Hawking College getting a perfect score here with a 100% Iowa Central. Just really really repetitive to say, but they really are just struggling to get into this comp. I think they're probably going to have to switch off of this dive. We'll have to see if that's what they plan on doing here, or if they maybe something else. So it looks like CogsofWar is actually going to swap here, swapping on over to the Sigma here. It looks like they're going to be going for a little bit more of a poke comp, which is probably what you want against a comp that's really reliant on their cooldowns, especially like Junker Queen, Kiriko, and Lucio. They're all very reliant on cooldowns, so we could see that actually a little bit better for them. The Shiro on the air as well, we could see him put a lot of pressure on the DPS. They may be forced to swap over to a hit scan. Seeing Shiro take to the air and pepper that back line there with some rockets there. Jxssxe with his grenade is going to finish out that Hanzo really quickly. Speaking of Iowa Central, the numbers advantage going into this fight. Full Throttle is looking for an off angle on the supports here. Luckily, Swanky doesn't get taken out here. Doesn't give Iowa Central what they need here to cap that first point. I think it was definitely the composition swap they needed to go into this map. Both teams are rocking about 20-30% ult charge here, pretty much on everyone across the board. So nothing too crazy here. We could be seeing another fight or two happen before we see anything really crazy happen, but we'll have to see. This next fight's really going to set the pace here. And with Shiro getting Full Throttle taken out there on that Sojourn, that's going to give Iowa Central a really good opportunity to hold here. Hawking's not really going to take that line down, though. They are going to kind of back off here. They don't want to feed too much. They're poking a little bit and trying to keep up their ult charge rate. But ultimately, they're slowing their push here and waiting for Throttle to get back, it looks like. We do have Full Throttle switching over to a hit scan as well, so we could see Fair have to play a little bit safer, but more contested here. Seeing Full Throttle come around to this off angle here, trying to get this Fair taken out. Manages to hit the grenade. Unfortunately, that is going to be Shiro going down. Full Throttle has gotten them the end they need, and that's going to be Junker Queen popping ultimate, getting 3 of them, who are going to actually go down. CogsofWar does live, but it looks like it's not going to be for much longer as he gets taken out there. We do need Sumtingwong to live this probably, so he doesn't get too staggered. We come on out of here and kind of pressure them off of him a little bit, so he actually make that out. We have 3 ultimates on Iowa Central side, though. They did use a couple of ultimates to fight on Hawking's side. Using Beat and Junker Queen's ult was actually a pretty big investment for them to capture that point. We're going to see CogsofWar pop his ultimate. That Suzu came out way too early. We do see one taken down. Unfortunately, we have Jxssxe also falling, so Iowa Central is pretty even in this fight here. That rush could... Never mind. Actually, we're going to see Shiro come in with the barrage and get a pick out of that. This Lifeweave retreat is also going to pop up and kind of sustain them for this fight. CogsofWar is going to get to work capturing that point. At least he, if he's losing this fight, he is going to get a little bit more percent and halt Hawking's progress there. Getting his team up to 76% here is actually really good. He was able to capture that, even if it is just a little bit. It just kind of stalls the game more for them. Jxssxe is being chased down by this Junker Queen. Shiro is forced to back off here. CogsofWar is going to be swapping, it looks like. But with both DPS taken down, this is going to slow their progress down a little bit. They're going to have to wait for the DPS to get up before they can even push. That's going to put Hawking pretty much tying them up. Maybe we could see this next fight go into overtime even. All right, we're seeing Shiro switch over to the Junkrat too, which could be pretty good here. There's definitely some tight angles he could be spamming down, but once you get onto the point is where it starts to get a little bit rough. We're going to see the Dragons come out from the Hanzo. Ooh, and the Hanzo coming up behind Shiro too. He did not notice this, and he did get assassinated. That's going to be both DPS down Iowa Central, and that High Noon also going to finish off SwankyPants there, putting Iowa Central in a pretty tough position as we up to that high 90%. CogsofWar is going to be forced to just run to the point and at least set us up into overtime here. The Bastion ult come out, unfortunately not getting anything. and that Junker Queen ult is going to take down the support. Iowa Central does manage to kind of catch up with the team, but it's just sort of a trickle, and it's not going to be enough for them to actually take control of the point here. Very strong lead going into that fight, but unfortunately Hawking just managed to take it back and hang on to it there, winning that ultimate fight for sure. So we could see Iowa Central potentially come back here if they can manage to get these ults under control, but we're going to have to see if that's what's going to happen. Anyways, we will watch us play the game, and we'll be moving on to our hybrid match next, I believe. All right, and we're back. Just needed to take a quick break there, but we are going to be playing Eichenwald for our second map here. Got a little bit of a swap around here for some of Iowa Central's lineup. We've got Rolexity on tank and CogsofWar on the support role once again. So let's see what their plan is here. But we've got Rolexity, Diva, Jxssxe on Symmetra, Shiro on Torbjorn, CogsofWar on Baptiste, and Sumtingwong on Ana. An interesting comp for defense. They have a lot of area covered with the turrets and a lot of mobility between Diva and Jxsse's teleporter. CogsofWar and Ana are going to be outputting a lot of heals. They're definitely going to be lacking the mobility area. This it's not really a very orthodox composition, so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here, what the plan is. We've got a pretty similar comp to what we saw on the last map from Hawking College here, with the exception of the supports have swapped around, it looks like, Kiriko and Mercy. Seeing a lot of damage coming out to Hawking College here, right out the choke. Heals are managing to keep them up for the most part, but then it looks like Junker Queen is going to go down. As soon as Junker Queen goes down, we're going to see that res come out as well, and Rolexity just pulling the Mercy away is going to finish out that fight. Mercy's trying to kind of jumpstart it again, but not going to happen. We're seeing Iowa Central have a little bit more ult charge here as well going into this next fight. We do see a tank swap into Ramatra, which is definitely an interesting one to swap into for a Diva. Very interested to see what the plan is there. We're seeing those turrets do a lot of work there. Finally, they are going to be able to take them down. Ramatra kind of going to pressure a lot into the choke there, but he does go down. Just all that damage from Shiro on Torbjorn. They're just not going to be able to keep up with all that damage. We're seeing Hanzo take this high ground and just try to keep this off angle, and he's doing pretty good at it, but the tank is just not able to stay alive. We're seeing him swap into Winston, which is notoriously actually kind of bad, into Diva, so that's definitely an interesting pick, but maybe he's thinking he'll clear out the turrets a little bit easier. Kind of just goes to show this this composition is kind of like, it's kind of strong against half the comp and weak against the other half, so they're kind of just covering all their bases. We are going to see full throttle take out CogsofWar with Sombra there. We could see this potentially Iowa Central lose finally. And he's going to come out onto the Diva right as the Nano was going to hit as well. It's just really unfortunate you're not going to get the healing benefits from Nano. I think that's kind of going to kill that fight there, as Winston kind of extends out a little bit more here and takes that space, keeping Iowa Central from touching. 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock as Hawking College starts to push that payload up to that first gateway. Central is setting up for the high ground, it looks like. Setting up that turret to cover that off angle. Got Hanzo up on the high ground. Rolexity is going to jump right on him as the anti-hits, and it looks like that Suzu is going to save his life. We've got Winston coming into the back here with his Primal Rage, though, taking out Jxssxe and CogsofWar. Diva as well looks like falling off the map there is quite unfortunate. There's going to be a lot of ground given to Hawking College, and Shiro kind of in the back here is kind of hoping that he is not seen, as he is hiding in that corner by himself. It's bad if he dies here. Be a really hard stagger. Got full throttle. Looks like setting up, waiting for opportunity for a hack here. Rolexity switching over to Hog here, maybe to bully that Winston better. We're going to see the Winston and the Sombra diving into that back line here. We do see Torbjorn come into play here as he molten cores this back line and manages to take out both supports. We've got Rolexity and Sumtingwong going down. It's all down to Shiro here, really, to hold it off. Does manage to take out the Hanzo, but unfortunately, 1v5 is not going to win. We could see, it looks like Hawking College is going to grab the second point here, yes. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to push to this final point. It is the hardest point to push into. Definitely defender bias being right next to their spawn. However, 4 minutes is a long time to hold, so it could happen here. Rolexity jump in on the Roadhog. We're gonna see some ultimates coming out here though, on both sides. They've got that EMP. Winston diving into that. It looks like Winston is gonna go down though. Because the Iowa Central taking control of this fight here, especially with that barrier up from the Symmetra, definitely helping out that fight. Winston is going to dive in here with the Sombra. It looks like they are going to be targeting that Bastion. Lexi is going to finally manage to be able to take out that monkey. And we're going to see Iowa Central holding off that point still right at this stairway. 3 minutes left still. We could see about 3 more fights in here. Maybe 4th one. Got Winston jumping to the back here with Primal. Sombra also trying to put the work in. Jxssxe is going to take out the Sombra and the Winston. They do get a little bit more ground from it with their back line. Shiro is going to take out the Hanzo. Rico's going to go down to Jxssxe. Putting a lot of work in on that Symmetra for sure. We do have a couple of ultimates here. We've got Rush with that Roadhog. Oh, could see a pretty nice combo with that. That was definitely a Season 1 combo for sure. And then we do have the support ultimates along with that Hanzo Dragons also coming right back up, which is crazy because he just used it like just a fight ago. Okay, Sombra not in Iowa Central's back line yet, but definitely looking for opportunity to get back there. Is going to end up sneaking around here. We're going to see Dragons disrupting their positioning here. Rush does come out. We're going to see Rolexity pop his ultimate, disrupt their back line. We're going to see a nano boosted Winston come into the back here, and Iowa Central is just falling apart from that. We do have a lot of damage being pumped out here from Shiro on that Bastion, but that Hanzo is going to take care of him. Sumtingwong is pretty much going to hold this point on his own here on that Kiriko. Unfortunately, not going to be able to take it. Frisbee looks like got stopped short. I think he's throwing Frisbee out to him. Looks like Iowa Central has managed to kind of get back here though with a tank support. They're not going to challenge that. All right, we're seeing them switch right back over to Junker Queen here. Rolexity's going to go down pretty quick. We do have 2 ultimates here, CogsofWar and Jxssxe. We're going to see that EMP come out, which means they can't quite use it right off the gate. And we're just going to see Iowa Central kind of crumble going into this fight after that EMP. Dragon's going to come onto the spawn, and Iowa Central from doing much about it. 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. We're going to see a full capture here from Hawking College.
0 to 3. Switching sides.
All right, it's now up to Iowa Central. They are going to need to take this point the entire way and maintain above overtime in the process. Otherwise, it's going to be lose or tie. So the pace has been set for them. The expectation is high here. They definitely have a long way to go in order to give themselves a chance here. So we'll have to see what they can pull off. All right, it looks like they are going to be using Roadhog on Rolexity again here. Hero going for Echo, which I don't think we've really seen. Jxssxe is going to be using Bastion, CogsofWar on Ana, and Sumtingwong on Kiriko. Got the Sombra waiting for something in the back line here. Probably just an early pick off onto the supports, but it's very dangerous when you're a lot closer to their spawn. And we're going to see Jxssxe get the first target from Sombra, and Sombra does manage to escape as well. We see a big anti go into Iowa Central's back line. Luckily, that Suzu was there to keep them alive. But they are going to be forced back here as Ramatra kind of bullies them away from the choke. That's Shiro trying to pump in all that damage from above. Hanzo looking for a nice little arrow there, is drifting off of that roof, trying to get an early pick here into this fight. Sombra dancing around their back line as well. Once again, we're going to see if she's going to get something out of it again. We got Jxssxe asleep. It's going to be a very easy target once again, finishing him out. Definitely going to have to see a faster reaction time from the supports than that. And we're seeing CogsofWar get the next target. Rolexity going to turn around and not take any of that, though. Does take out full throttle. And it looks like Iowa Central is clear to start capturing this point. Yeah, Iowa Central's going to let them kind of come out here just a little bit, trying to get the damage out on this tank. Does get the nano boost on both sides as well. I see Shiro copy the Ramatra. Could see a double Ramatra ult here. Dragon's also to come out. Looks like everybody and their mother is pressing Q this fight. Iowa Central getting 2 ticks. Not quite going to be enough to cap it, though. We are going to see Hawking College expend everything in their power here to stop them in their track. They do still have EMP to stop this next push, but we also have Rush coming up with the Hog ult as well, and we could even see the ultimate from Bastion as well. Okay, we got Sombra in the back lines once again. It looks like we could see CogsofWar becoming the target there, and CogsofWar going to go down very quickly. And I think the rest is going to follow here as Roadhog goes down. Iowa Central is going to scramble to get away here, but they are just going to be chased down relentlessly. 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock here. We've only got a couple of pushes from Iowa Central here to get the rest of this capture point. Luckily, they've only got 1 tick to do. They have quite a few ults up. However, Hawking College also has some ults up their sleeves, and they're definitely going to be having dragons here after this next fight. Going to see Rush come out. Rolexity is going to pop his ultimate as well. We see 2 from Iowa Central go down already, though, between Ramatra and Dragons. Let's see if they can make up for that or not. It's looking like it's going to be a not, as Sombra does a lot of work to that Bastion in the back line, and the rest of the team keeps that fight up. All right, we've got Rolexity switching over to Diva. Got 1 more push here as 30-second marker hits. Strangely enough, it looks like Hawking has opted to play further back here. Looks like they are anticipating a fight onto the point here and getting ready to use every ultimate here. We are going to see Ramatra ultimate come out as he pushes up to the Ana, takes Ana out, and that EMP is also just going to seal the deal. Bastion goes down, Rolexity loses mech, and goes down, and Sumtingwong to follow. That is going to be Hawking College with a decisive victory on the second map. Watch to play the game, and we will be moving on to the next map. All right, and we are back here with Watchpoint Gibraltar for our third map. Currently, we've got Hawken College with a 2-point lead on Iowa Central, best of 5 series. So we'll see if we'll take match point or not. All right, and it looks like Hawken College has definitely found their groove here with that Sombra, putting in a lot of work in Iowa Central's back line. So let's see if that's something they're going to be prepared to deal with this time around or not. Well, actually, no, he's swapping off of that Sombra, so we could see that Hanzo come back into play. Just pretty good on Hanzo and on Sombra. Both of them were actually pretty tough for Iowa Central. What happened? It unpause. Okay, looks like we had a little bit of a disconnect. Crash there. All right. Well, let's talk about Iowa Central's lineup then. So we've got CogsofWar on Doomfist, which of course is kind of running for quite a while here, so something very comfortable on. We've got Jxssxe on Junkrat. This will be a lot of damage high ground to the low ground, and he's going to cover a lot of close range encounters if they do dive him up onto the high ground. Shiro covering all the longer ranged angles on Ashe. Swanky be able to support the Doomfist dives with his Discord and Harmony orbs. And we'll see Lifeweaver as well, able to pull CogsofWar out of trouble if he should need. So I think basically they're gonna kind of have CogsofWar dive in and set up the opening, their damage in, and maybe get some picks off. It's kind of riding on CogsofWar getting in and out efficiently though. With Junker Queen, that could potentially make things a little bit difficult because it's gonna be a lot of damage that you're jumping into, especially with that Hanzo as well to back you up. And then Bum Bum on the Baptiste is definitely gonna be a little bit of trouble with his immortality field. All right, and it looks like Delicious on that Bastion as well is just going to be pumping out a lot of damage. Got CogsofWar kind of cheesing that spawn door a little bit, and Jxssxe pumping out that damage. He's definitely going to want to run up to that high ground, though. He should not be playing that. And it looks like he's taking the hint as he manages to get back up there to that high ground. We do have Hawking rounding this corner really fast, though. I was essentially not really able to do much to stop that push. Just seeing the Cogs come in with that Doomfist, trying to get that damage without. It looks like he missed that jump, but Lifeweaver is going to help him out. Unfortunately, Jxssxe does go down in the process there. And Jxssxe is going to follow. It's going to be Iowa Central's DPS offline here, as CogsofWar is desperately just going to try and stop and kind of give them time to make it back here. Punches out of the Lifeweaver pull, which means that is going to be Lifeweaver unable to pull his teammate to aid him, and he is also going to go down here. As CogsofWar going to be a very fast first push here from Hawken College. It's like they're going to be getting that first point here. We have a few swaps on Iowa Central side, and we do have Dragons on Hawking side, so we'll have to see what happens this next fight. Dragons is sometimes hit or miss, but this Hanzo has been really good with his Dragons, so we're gonna do with it. Wiki is gonna go down on off of that high ground there. It looks like Delicious is gonna keep pushing into that back line there on that Bastion. Turns around for CogsofWar, but it looks like no, he does not actually get out there. He does have ultimate, but unfortunately I don't think he got it in time. Wasn't able to press in time. And we're gonna see the Junker Queen's shout, commanding shout, actually get the team caught up and chase down the rest of them, staggering them out. CogsofWar's not really going to be able to engage here. Definitely going to have to wait for this. Got Hanzo covering the high ground, and the rest of them pretty much covering the point here. CogsofWar's going to jump onto that point. You're going to see those dragons come out. Shiro does go down. The Lifeweaver pop tree onto the point, hoping maybe to set up some kind of a stall, but it's just not going to quite work out here. And they do clean up that fight there, getting that point to the second one. They are continuing to extend their ground here. CogsofWar is going to be swapping into Orisa. Probably a good call. You're definitely going to want to be able to protect your back line more. It seems like they just kind of are running them down while he's jumping in and trying to do his thing. Got Bob coming out, standing in front of the payload here, trying to just pump out more damage straight head on into them. Got Junker Queen coming into the back line, and CogsofWar turning around to try and kind of punish her for that. She does actually finally go down. Got two ultimates on Iowa Central side. We could see a lot come out of that with SwankyPants' window and Jxssse's Death Blossom. We do see Jxssxe go down, however, so this could be the opportunity for Hawking College to push in. Amplification Matrix does come up. We have that Hanzo up on the high ground. Just kind of taking that off angle. They're having a hard time taking him down, and he did use dragons, but it looks like they do finally manage to take him out. Hawking College is finally kind of in a position where their momentum has been stopped, and they are trying to kind of claw back and get it back here, but close to the spawn, it's going to make it pretty tough, and Orisa is not really the easiest thing to kind of just run over like they have been. So we're going to see a big ultimate from Jxssxe here as he hits that Death Blossom in the back, getting both supports. He does go down to the Bastion, but CogsofWar's managed to finish him off. Just have that Hanzo up on that high ground to worry about. I think they know he's probably there, but they're not really sure where he is. We're going to see Shiro actually get him with that off angle as well with the rocket. Pretty good timing on it as well. That stagger is going to mean that it's going to be a little bit slower for them. They've got 3 minutes to hold at this point, so definitely a long time to be holding here. Let's see if it's going to take them that long to, or see if they're going to be able to hold it the entire way or not. Got Bastion ulting on Hawking side, along with the Junker Queen. They're going to see Lifeweaver's tree come out here for Iowa Central, though, just to keep them up a little bit longer here. Luckily, they didn't get a lot of value out of that anti-heal. Hanzo's trying to take that high ground, does manage to take out Soldier 76 here. SwankyPants does manage to finish him out, so he's not going to get a whole lot of value out of it. You see Amp Matrix come up from Hawking as well. Ooh, and that Bastion Bomb takes a crazy arc there. That is going to take out Swanky off of that high ground. Jxssxe falls also. Here's coming in with Visor. Kind of trying to clean up that fight. He does manage to actually clean it up a little bit here. And we're going to see even a little bit of a stall on Bum Bum there. It was definitely a little bit of a desperate fight on both sides. And we saw a lot of ultimates used. Pretty much every ultimate was there as well. But Iowa Central did manage to stop them in their tracks. All right, and we've got them swapping over to a Diva, it looks like. Soldier does go down, or sorry, Reaper does go down to the Hanzo. And we're going to see those dragons come out. It looks like Iowa Central is starting to fall apart here on this fight. There you have it. Hawking College is going to be taking that fight. Got Shiro kind of trying to stall the cart here. Definitely in a good hiding spot for it. Could see that be enough time for Iowa Central to come out, but it's not looking like... No, CogsofWar does manage to touch. Pops the Orisa ult. tries to get that damage out and keeps it alive as long as he can, but it's just not going to be enough. With 57 seconds on the clock, we are going to see Hawking College hit the payload the entire way.
0 to 3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
All right. We are now in a very similar position to the previous map. With the hybrid maps, when they get it the entire way, you have to worry about capping the point and then pushing it, and then you kind of open up the opportunity for if they manage to capture it over a minute. If you end up in overtime, then you kind of have that option of either being in that position where you either lose or you draw. Luckily, with Escort, you don't have that issue. You can get that payload there in overtime, and it will still give them a minute. It will also give the other team an extra minute to compensate, but kind of where they're sitting right now. They do just need to push that point all the way. Even if they get it there in overtime, that could mean that they come back into round 3. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
And we've got CogsofWar starting out here with the Orisa and Necrocasmic on the Ramatra. Cogs is trying to bully his way up onto that high ground. Unfortunately, the supports aren't going to be able to keep up here. And with Hanzo up there also just kind of picking them off left and right, it's just going to force them all right back into spawn. CogsofWar switching over to the Roadhog. Trying to pump out more damage, it looks like, and it does actually work. He does manage to take out the Ramatra there. Bastion takes out Jxssxe. Got a little bit of a 4v4 here. Luckily, Iowa Central does have their tank, though. They do manage to get a nasty hook on that Hanzo as well, taking him out of commission. They have Iowa Central the opportunity to push below that bridge there. We have Hawking's tank back. He's gonna push up into them and try to bully them away, it looks like, as he transforms into his nemesis form. CogsofWar does manage to take Bum Bum out. That's a support down. Ooh, and we do have Ramatra's ultimate already coming out, but it's just not going to be enough to keep him up. CogsofWar being an unkillable menace here. Got Shiro pushing up on the Hanzo, who's up on the high ground here. He's going to definitely have to be careful there. And it looks like Hanzo's Storm Arrow is going to get him down. Iowa Central does manage to capture the first point, though, so it's not all for naught. It was able to keep the Hanzo from touching that point there, which was ultimately the goal. We're seeing Iowa Central get some good momentum here, make some good progress. They just have to be careful not to push a little too hard here. They do have 5 ultimates and 4 ultimates on Hawking College's side, so this next fight is definitely about to get crazy. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of just whoever presses Q better. Okay, Iowa Central does manage to get all the way up under this jet here. CogsofWar is going to pull in and pop his ultimate. Here we have it. Everyone simultaneously pressing Q. Looking like a big old nothing burger. Just a lot of flashy effects on the screen. Iowa Central is continuing to push the cart, so that is good for them, but they are down a few. Hanzo cleans up the background, gets the supports taken out. It's down to Shiro and CogsofWar. Shiro is going to go down pretty quickly to the Lucio. CogsofWar is going to play it a little bit safe here. It looks like Lifeweaver is coming up to help him, so he's just going to look for that Look for a quick pick there. Got Jxssxe on Hanzo pumping damage into the Bastion, but it's just not enough. CogsofWar does get one of the supports down, which is huge. Unfortunately, Jxssxe also goes down in the process. We got a Roadhog versus Roadhog situation here. Shiro is going to jump into the back. Unfortunately, gets hooked out of Death Blossom, but he did get one pick out of it. It could be enough. CogsofWar pushes in, gets one pick. And we're going to see CogsofWar go down to the opposing Roadhog as they have kind of stopped Iowa Central's momentum here, fully getting that tank down, and they're looking for the staggers at this point. Roadhog comes in with his ultimate. Got about 2 minutes here for Iowa Central to push this point up to that next point. Shiro swapping over to the Sombra, comes up to the high ground and manages to take out that Hanzo really quickly. That's a lot of that damage from that Hanzo taking those off angles was really hurting them. So it's good they're able to take him out pretty quickly. We see Life Weaver Tree come out from Sumtingwong. Goes down pretty quickly, it looks like, as Bastion kind of melted it down. CogsofWar counter sweeping over here could actually be a pretty big play. We're going to see these Hanzo dragons come out, though. Jxssxe and Shiro are both down, as well as Sumtingwong. It looks like that fight's going to clean up in favor of Hawking College. Got another couple of pushes here from Iowa Central, and they have the payload just about there, so they don't have any pressure really at this first choke, which is issue. Ooh, and we're going to see a lucky arrow hit Shiro here out of the spawn. That was just unlucky. Was just gonna kind of wait for him to come back so they can get a full push here. That's gonna stall them down to their last 60 seconds here. So they've definitely only got this one push that has to work. SwankyPants already going down. It's not looking good. They're pushing into Iowa Central spawn here, just preventing them from really getting much of any ground. SwankyPants is going to come back. He should be able to swift step over to Sumtingwong here and get back pretty quickly. But it's looking like it could be too late here, as Shiro and CogsofWar are both going down, trying to hold that choke and prevent them from pushing them back into spawn. Got 30 seconds here, and they are in Iowa Central spawn. They could 30 seconds. That payload's slowly moving back. CogsofWar switching over to the Ramattra. Shiro switches to Hanzo and manages to win the Ditto match. Got 10 seconds for someone to touch here. It's not looking like it's going to be easy. Shiro jumps in, and the Swift are the oh my goodness. And actually a huge Death Blossom from Jxssxe as well, cleaning up that back line there. Almost didn't need the rush from Kiriko, but it's a good thing that they did. Jxsse's gonna have to touch that point in Wraith form. The Dragon's actually almost getting them off point long enough for them to lose in overtime. And it looks like Iowa Central does manage to get that point there in overtime, giving them another minute and 30 seconds. Pressure is on. Iowa Central is not going down without a fight. They definitely are in it to win it here. Ooh, and we're going to see CogsofWar get pulled in, switch to Nemesis form, start going into a fist fight. We've got Shiro actually hitting some crazy shots here with the Hanzo. And Jxssxe on Reaper is, as usual, a force of destruction. Shiro challenging this Hanzo on the high ground, just keeping him from taking that ground. Jxssxe is going to be TPing up. I was not pushing the point. I'm not sure if they realize that or not. Sumtingwong finally realizes that and turns around. Actually get that progress going. They've got 30 seconds here. Got no ultimates really except for this Bastion. We'll see if that Bastion ult's going to get anything out of it or not. We could see Shiro pop dragons here as well. But this fight is pretty much make or break for Iowa Central here. We're going to see Ramattra ult come out from CogsofWar, which actually could win them this fight here. Jxssxe comes in to clean up that back line. SwankyPants also. Hanzo tries to stall that point just long enough. We're going to see Hammond come out onto the point. Stall it just at that last second. Can they kill Hammond in time? It looks like they are going to be moving on into round 3. Got 1 minute on Iowa Central side and a minute and 57 on Hawking College's side. This could honestly be anyone's game because those are both pretty low amounts of time. Hawking College with nearly double the time, though, definitely has the advantage. We'll have to see whose game of defense is better. Ultimately, that's what it's going to boil down to, is if your defense can get them off that point long enough. Okay, we've got Hawking College on the defense first. They're definitely going to set the pace for themselves here. It's very interesting they're going into this fight with the Junker Queen. CogsofWar on the Ramatra. Definitely exciting to see a match that does not have a Zarya in it. Kind of seems like it most of the time boils down to. Teams kind of switch to Zarya and then it stays there. Okay, we've got a lot of pressure on CogsofWar here at this corner. They do not want this payload to push very far. We are going to see both the DPS go down on Hawking College. This could be the little bit of momentum Iowa Central needs. We'll have to see if they can, how far they can take it up here. And we've got overtime popping just before this first point. Iowa Central still has the momentum here. They are going to capture this first point, it looks like. Hawking College is kind of running back here to regroup a little bit. Could see them play for ultimates here. Seeing CogsofWar pop Ramatra's ult. They all back off and let that thing cool down here. Seeing Lifeweaver pop the tree up as well, forcing them to come into it with the fight. I think we saw the cart just break that. Alright, we're seeing Hawking College clean up a lot of this fight here. They've got Russian Dragons letting them push that point even further, almost getting it to the second point here. All right, and it looks like Iowa Central is going to fall just shy of that Site B. But honestly, with just a minute to push, that is not that bad at all. Definitely a tall order for Hawking College going this next round. We'll have to see how good Hawking College can get past Iowa Central's defense, and vice versa, how good Iowa Central's defense is. All right, and it looks like they've got the Winston's and Sombra combo here going once again. We did see that put in a lot of work on Eichenwald. Have to see if that's going to be the case here or not, though. All right, it looks like I was Central playing up on the high ground here. Definitely got the room to play with, so playing it safe is definitely a good way to go. Winston jumping up into the back line here. CogsofWar on Ramatra. Just gonna punch the pressure. He almost walked off the map there. That could have been a big oopsie. Got 2 picks on the supports here. Ivo Central is gonna stop this push dead in its tracks before it really gets going. Hanzo's searching for the pick here that he needs. All right, now it looks like they are going to be switching back over to the Junker Queen. Getting a little bit excited there. Team is still catching up.
60 seconds remaining.
CogsofWar is going to jump down here, kind of pressure them off of the payload, or at least try to, as best as he can. That Junker Queen kind of running in here on her own. Surprising that she lived that long, in all honesty. I'm going to see Kiriko go down on Hawking College side. Jxssxe go down on Ivo Central side. It looks like with Shiro down, that's going to be Ivo Central's DPS going down. We could see Hawking College get this payload up to this first point. Alright, and they have cleared out that fight. However, they are going to be going into overtime here pretty soon, and the ultimates are going to be coming up. It's going to boil down to the ultimate fights, I believe.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, Ivo Central has decided to play a little bit patient here as well. They are going to wait
Overtime.
for Hawking College to kind of get up here. They are in overtime. They just have to win a fight. Ooh, and we're going to see the tank go down really quickly there mid-ultimate. And with CogsofWar coming up with his rush coming out as well. The doors are closing onto that point, and Hawking College just can't get to it in time. Ivo Central is going to be taking round 3 here, which means we move on to 4.
Play of the game.
Let's just play the game, and we will be right back.
'cause I can't hide how I'm feeling. I can't describe, so challenging. Can't amplify the meaning. Look at how we vibe together. I could never ask for more. Giving me that smile, you better. 'Cause you're the one that I adore. And get high off of your love. I just need it. High off of your love. Can you see it? Of your love. I just need it. Of your love. Can you see it? Loving me, baby, all night long. In your arms where I belong. Just stay with me forever. And get high of your love. Given to me, I'll do the same. Just like destiny is calling, I'll give the match, you start the flame. Get to the point where we're styling. I gave you the keys, just enter. And this is what you came here for. 'Cause we're meant to go together. 'Cause you're the one that I adore. Off of your love. I just need it. Off of your love. Of your love. Of your love. I just need it. Of your love. And you see it. Loving me, baby, all night long. In your arms where I belong. Just stay with me forever. And get of your
Initiating match.
All right, and we are back here with our round 4 game. Delicio's the map. We have seen Iowa Central take that last round there. It was actually quite the match too. It was, seems like Iowa Central kind of got their footing there. We'll have to see if it carries over for this push map or not, of course. Yeah, got a Necrocosmic here on the Ramatra, Delicious on Echo, Bastion. We'll see what he picks. And we got the Ramatra from CogsofWar as well. They kind of found their group on the composition. It seems like that was working really well for them, so we'll have to see how well this carries them next round. All right, and it looks like Hawking is playing a little bit on the safer side. Iowa Central getting a little bit more aggressive with it. They're gonna start to push off. Jxssxe playing really, really aggressive here up in front. Kind of pressuring that front line. Got him sneaking around to some kind of an off angle here. Definitely a pretty tough off angle to take. Immediately gets pushed back. Not a whole lot happening. Lots of ult charge coming up, so that we could see this fight boil down to ultimate charge. And there it is, the first ultimate. Dragons from Hawking comes out. Not a whole lot of value from it, but they do get Iowa Central off the robot at least. And we're going to see Lifeweaver's Tree come up from Iowa Central side. 2 picks, though, from eFizzy. Is going to put Iowa Central in a disadvantaged state here for this fight. And down they go. Sumtingwong trying to stay alive here, and they are just not killing him as they attempt to stall. Swanky tries to keep him alive, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to. We're going to see them try to extend this and that push there a little bit, trying to get that ground. Cogs is going to decide to take the aggressive defense here. But Necrocosmic does have ultimate. He's going to push up into Iowa Central's backline here and just keep that fight up. Alright, CogsofWar comes out with Rush and Ramatra. We're seeing a double Rush and a BAP window pop up as well. Jxssxe comes in and cleans up with his ultimate, and that is going to be, as far as they push, they're not going to be able to get that forward spawn. I was just takes that robot, starts to push it back. Seeing Shiro get his Widowmaker visor. A little bit of an early time to pop it, I think. Jxssxe putting the pressure on in this back line here. And it's just to get out time, though. Ooh, and we're going to see these dragons come out, splitting up the positioning. Shiro is looking for a good pick on this Bastion. It looks like he's going to jump up into the air. Does get bum down. And Bastion getting a little bit too aggressive on that. Widowmaker is going to go down soon after. And we got Life Weaver popping up the tree. Necrocosmic is gonna pop his ultimate though. He really wants to get Iowa Central pushed off here. And they are gonna get that point and start pushing that robot. Probably a little bit unnecessary to use that ultimate though. It's a little probably kind of bad for him to have used it there. Iowa Central really baited him out of that one. They should turn this fight around pretty quickly with CogsofWar's Ramatra ult. Then again, they do have Rush on Hawking's side, so we'll have to see which one actually really affects this one. The CogsofWar is going to come down immediately, go into Nemesis form and start punching away, trying to get that damage up, blocking up that Bastion. Also, Suzu also going to help with it, and here we go. Ultimates are going to pop out for the fight. Ooh, Dragon's going to come up, splitting him from his supports, but it looks like they do manage to clean up anyways. Central takes control of the robot once again and gets it moving back to where they need it. Let's see if they can get forward spawn this time or not. And with that rush coming out, the Bastion is going to try and stop it with his ultimate, but Iowa Central is going to be able to push up into them here, clean that up, and it looks like we could see them get forward spawn. And they have it. They've taken the lead and captured forward spawn. We do have Jxssse's ultimate on Reaper here. It looks like he's looking for a good Death Blossom. Could clean up this next fight and give them even more progress. We'll have to see if he can or not. Shiro also has dragons, which could clean up this bridge here. We'll see. We do have Ramatra coming in with his ultimate. Jxssxe is taking a lot of damage here. Sumtingwong goes down, Swanky goes down. Shiro's gonna pop dragons. Does look like Jxssxe is at least gonna get out. We can see also get out of here. But not a bad push. They do have forward spawn, so we're going to see them be able to group pretty quickly here. And there it is. Their robot getting mid there. They do lose forward spawn, but they are able to stop this robot here at this choke, so that's definitely good for them. A Reaper waiting for the time to hit his Death Blossom. That Hanzo coming around behind. Jxssxe is going to have to win this fight here. Ooh, and that Suzu coming in from that Kiriko is going to get him to back off here. We do have CogsofWar also with ultimate. We're going to see Rush come out from Hawking, and Iowa Central is going to pop their Ramatra ult, pushing them off of Rush actually. So unfortunately he didn't get a lot of value with it, but they also didn't get value out of Rush. Now window coming up here. Bastion could be transforming here. There it is. Pumping out all that damage there. We're going to see SwankyPants go down. And with Shiro kind of separated here, he's going to be scrambling for cover. He does manage to get away though. Got that timer burning down to 1 minute and 30 with Iowa Central in the lead here. But it looks like they are slowly but surely losing this fight. Got 3 ultimates on Hawking's side and 3 ultimates on Iowa Central side, so this next fight could be anyone's. They are going to grab forward spawn here, and Iowa Central's going to have to work pretty hard to get in time to stop that robot. Shiro could potentially, but it would be a 5v1. He would die immediately. Would not be a great idea going into this fight. Alright, we got CogsofWar jumping down here, going into Nemesis form. We're going to see Ramatra ult on their side. We do see Death Blossom come out, but unfortunately not much value come from it. Cosmic does clean up that fight, and they are going to push, and looks like they may even take lead here with that 40 seconds on the clock. All right, I was just gonna pop Yuriko's rush. And it looks like Hawking College is gonna take the lead there. Finishing out that fight. There's gonna be Hawking College taking the last round. Very well played on both sides, though. Had some pretty close matches, but ultimately Hawking pulled ahead. Watch us play the game here, and we'll call it a day. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all those YouTube things that are, you know, everyone wants you to do. So you know the drill. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.